Yeah. Hey, I got them starstruck. They watching my moves, I got them starstruck. Out here breaking the rules, I got them starstruck. I got nothing to lose, so I'm letting it loose. Out here paying my dues, I got them starstruck.
Welcome to Football Friday Night, the Week 5 edition. I'm Adam Solomon. He's Tony Quach. He's Dylan Tyson. And guys, Computer Points came out this week, helping put a little more perspective on some of these matchups.
That's right. Last season, we saw nearly 40 of our local schools reach the postseason. This season, it's looking like we're on similar pace for those numbers.
Yeah, Tony, we've hit the midway point of the year now. Several of our teams are still undefeated, of course, including the guys in town, Lima Senior.
They are, and tonight, the Spartans open Toledo City League play against 1-3 Boucher. We're at Spartan Stadium, and we're on special teams. First quarter is where we're going to start, and it's the Blue Racers punting it. In comes Carl Stokes, the calmest punt block you might ever see in your life. That's a turnover on downs, and Stokes celebrates already over there on the sidelines. He's got no time for it. Lima Senior can't capitalize, though. So later, Boucher throwing 7, trying to get a little further out. Cameron Nix not having it, a tackle for loss, and then the defense picking it up a notch. Boucher airing it out right to Darvian Young of the home team. That's an INT. Now the offense would eventually help the defense and special teams. The misdirection to Amontre Davis absolutely muscles his way through 2 would-be tacklers. That's a touchdown, and Lima Senior eventually turns it on and pulls away a 51-14 win to stay undefeated. To the Western Buckeye League we go. The Shawnee Indians hosting Defiance. This is a pair of 2-2 teams, and it was 14-7 with a little under 4 minutes left in the half. Defiance leads, and Noah Gomez scoring right as I walked up to the field. 22-7 after this run and 2-point conversion. Now just over 2 minutes left in the half. A little trickery. Brez Zipfel hands to Gomez, and Gomez is looking downfield, finding Brady Borton behind the defense. That's a 68-yard halfback pass for a touchdown. It's 29-7. Now Shawnee on offense trying to get a score on their own before their half. To answer here, J.J. Spiker's pass. It's tipped, and it's intercepted by Anthony Wilder. A nice little return as well to set the Bulldogs up yet again, and they would take full advantage just like they have these final few minutes of the half. It's not halftime yet, people. Zipfel drops back, launches to the sidelines, and watch Borton's catch. Jumps up, pulls it down, has possession when he hits. That's a touchdown. Defiance scores 22 points in the final 3:43 of the half, a 36-7 lead. They tack on another to beat Shawnee 43-7 and stay near the top of the WBL standings.
Boy, that guy got mossed. And hey, we're getting really interesting at the top of the WBL standings. A lot of the surprises from these 2 teams. Bath, one of the last 2 standing with an unbeaten league record, while Elida still winless in the WBL. Another loss would drop their playoff odds to 3%. High-scoring affair tonight. We pick up in the second, tied at 28. Dropping back to pass, Ryan McGee finds Amari Wash open down the seam. A 42-yard touchdown play to put Elida up 35-28 at the break.
Jeez.
The second half now, we're tied back at 35. Bath's QB, junior Zach Welsh, feeling the heat. He pump fakes and gets blown up. But do you believe it, guys? He managed to get rid of that ball. Waltzing into the end zone is Logan Markley. Bath back up by a touchdown. Elida now looking to even things up. But the pass is overthrown, and there in zone coverage is junior Andrew McDermott. He dodges a tackler and is on his way for the pick 6, 49-35 Wildcats. Bulldogs unfazed, back within a score, 49-42. McGee gives to Wash. Wash around the outside. Wash, a stiff arm, crossing the pylon. A big celebration because we're tied again at 49. In the final minutes of this one, tied at 56. Bath gets the final laugh, 62-56 the final.
What a game, what a score. Elsewhere in the WBL, Van Wert at Division III's number 7 ranked team, Wapakoneta Redskins stay undefeated with the 35-14 win. Salina tops Kent by a field goal, 38-35. Ottawa Glandorf at St. Mary's. Rough Riders edge out a needed win, 21-16. Northwest Ohio Athletic League, Patrick Henry shuts down Bryan 39-0. Now we go to the Midwest Athletic Conference, starting with the Division 7 number 1 Marion Local.
The Flyers are hosting the number 5 ranked team, New Bremen Cardinals, in this week's Football Friday Night Spotlight Game.
Tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight Game is brought to you by Citizens National Bank.
Marion Local puts their 52-game winning streak on the line tonight against New Bremen. The Cardinals were the last team to defeat the Flyers, and that was back in 2020 in the regional title game. But since then, Marion Local has won 3 in a row against New Bremen. And the Flyers get off to a hot start in the first. Justin Knopf hands it off to Drew Laws, and he'll make it past the goal line for the early score. Marion Local leads by 7. Later in the quarter, Knopf gives it to Parker Hess, and the senior will weave in and out of the Cardinals' defense. He will take it in for 34 yards. Just like that, the Flyers double their lead to 14. Then, after a 3-and-out, New Bremen is forced to punt. The ball lands in the hands of Griffin Bruns, and check out this run by the senior. He finds a clear path to the end zone. That's a 40-yard return for the TD, and the Flyers now lead by 20. To the second, the Cardinals are in the red zone. Rogan Muther takes the snap, and the senior will take it in for 4 yards. New Bremen gets on the board. They now trail by 13. But the Flyers are unfazed. Hess takes the pitch, and off he goes. Can he go all the way? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, he can. The Flyers will take this one 48-7, and Marion Local wins their 53rd consecutive game.
Yeah, they're pretty good. St. Henry at Anna and Booster Field. The Rockets are looking for their first MAC win. Picking up action in the third, Alex Shappy finds a crossing Noah Ofterhar for the TD snag, giving Anna the 3-score lead. It's 21-zip, but St. Henry won't go away quietly. Charlie Whirling takes a look, throws a dime to Carter LaGuire over 2 defenders. He'll walk his way into the end zone. That cuts the deficit. Redskins down 21-7. And on a crucial 4th and 2 at the goal line, the Skins needing to punch it in to make it a 1-score game, but Anna's bend don't break. Defense comes up big to force the turnover. Rockets going to win 21-14.
Let's head over to Minster. The Wildcats, who are the second-ranked team in Division 7, welcomes in number 2 Coldwater of Division 6 in this MAC showdown. Which team will end the night 5-0? Let's find out. Coldwater trails 14-7 in the third. Miles Potcutter gets the ball, and it's a foot race to the end zone. He dodges a few tackles, but in the end, it's a Coldwater touchdown, and the Cavs to tie the game at 14. Less than a minute in the quarter, check out this pass by Balin Blockberger. He takes to the skies, and on the other end, it's Caleb Schroyer. Coldwater jumps out in front. It's now 21-14. Well, now it's Minster's turn to respond. Brogan Steffi launches an aerial strike of his own, and on the receiving end is Dylan Heitkamp. That's a gain of 30 yards for the Wildcats. It's now 4th and goal for Minster. Steffi decides to take it in himself. It's now a tie game at 21. But at the end, it will be Coldwater who comes out on top with a game-winning 31-yard field goal. 24-21 is your final.
That's an incredible score right there, guys. I mean, huge implications. Well, no shortage of state-ranked teams in the MAC. For Sales, number 3 in Division 5, boosting their resume with a 37-12 win over Parkway. Either St. John's or Fort Recovery getting their first conference win tonight. It's the Blue Jays on top, 27-14. Meanwhile, Northern Lakes League non-division action for Findlay. They improved to 2-3, winning 21-7 over Ross. And for our lone independent, Van Loo, a 67-8 loss at Northwood.
All right, it's time for our first break. Straight ahead, we turn our attention to the NWC BVC highlights and scores next. Welcome back to Football Friday night. To the Northwest Conference we go. Down in Fort Laramie, the Redskins playing host to Lima Central Catholic. Here we go. Fort Laramie is coming off their first ever NWC win, while LCC also 1-0 in league play. 1st and goal for the T-Birds, and Matthew Quapman will start us off. He'll take the handoff, get a hard-earned 5 yards, which also gives him a touchdown as the senior gives LCC the 7-0 lead. Then, with under a minute to go in the quarter, LCC back with the ball. Brady Parker calling his own number, breaking a tackle there in the backfield, and the sophomore will take it 40 yards to pay dirt to make it 14-0. Visitors off to a great start here. Moving to the second quarter, Redskins looking for a response. Gabe Hart will link up with Maxwell Maurer for the 4-3 connection and the touchdown. And just like that, Fort Laramie only trails by a score 14-7. But after a costly Redskins offensive turnover, the T-Birds capitalize. Parker will find Quapman, and then you'll watch him do the rest. LCC gets the 28-21 road victory.
Lieutenant Hudson County, Columbus Grove attempts to stay perfect on the season. Tonight, they welcome in Jefferson Wildcats. The Bulldogs have won the last 6 meetings against the Jeff Cats, dating back to 2018. We start off in the first. It's Columbus Grove's opening drive. Riley Sauter feeds it to Trenton Barraza. 3 yards later, the Bulldogs strike first. They lead 7-0. Later in the first, it's now 9-0 CG. Sauter fires it over to Trevin Baxter. The junior hauls it in for a 17-yard TD, and Grove now leads 16-0. The Bulldogs have the ball once more, and they're looking for more points on the board. But not if Luke Rohde has anything to say about it. He comes up with a pick, but unfortunately the Wildcats did not capitalize. Meanwhile, CG looks to continue their offensive onslaught. Alex Meyer hands it off to Barraza, and it's a mad dash to the end zone. The Bulldogs now lead 23-0. They go on to win, wait for it, 65-6. And here's Dylan with more NWC action.
All right, guys, so still unbeaten in the NWC. We've got LCC, we've got Grove. Now Bluffton hopes to join them. The stifling Pirates defense has gone 16 straight games under 20 points allowed. Through their 4-0 start, the offense averaging over 52 a night. How do they manage that, you guys might ask? Well, how about very first play? Tate Gieske shows off the cannon because Griffin Stackhouse has his man beat down the sideline. One snap, 7 points, Bluffton. Now the Bearcats take the field on 3rd and 10. Play action, shoot. They even fooled me. You know who wasn't fooled, guys? Carson Cruzy. Read like a book. He sets up the Pirates in plus territory. 5 plays after the INT. A walk-in touchdown for Parker Lavelle. 14-zip Bluffton after just 4 minutes. Then, very first snap of the next Pirate possession, Landon Worcester, the first-team All-Ohio senior, dodging tacklers. 73 yards later, we'll cut to the chase. It's another touchdown, 21-0. And guys, one more for good measure before the end of the first quarter. Yeah, you heard that right. Gieske finds Stackhouse for the duo's second TD connection of the night. Bluffton dominates 55-7.
Rest of the NWC goes like this. Allen East holds off Crestview 48-41. Let's go to the NWCC now. Elgin at Corey Rawson Hornets fall 29-3. Perry at Hardin Northern Polar Bears are too much for the Commodores 38-14. Meanwhile, Waynesfield Goshen dominates North Baltimore 49-14. And Ridgedale at Upper Scioto Valley USV rolls 38-8.
And that brings us to the Blanchard Valley Conference. The last 2 conference runner-ups going head-to-head tonight, but unique circumstances for Arlington and Pandora Gilboa. These conference foes and Region 26 rivals haven't faced off since 2020. And it was a matchup to remember 4 years ago. The Red Devils winning a 36-35 thriller. Tonight, the Rockets defending their perfect conference record. Corey Girton leading his squad down the field on a 2-minute drill. 21-21 before halftime. Ben Burkholder with the 14-yard pickup gives the Rockets first and goal. 3 plays later, Burkholder sets the block for an Andrew Miller TD. Rockets up 28-21 at the break. And not to mention, guys, they get the ball back to start the third. But Arlington with other plans. Second play of the drive, pass deflected into the arms of Aiden Cavaney. He follows his blocks to the end zone for a pick 6. We're very quickly tied again at 28. Now, the key to PG's offense, as Coach Hershey says, is their balanced attack. Girton throws to Chase Meyer for a 20-yard pickup on a drive that ends with an old reliable tush push. PG goes up 35-28. And then after an Arlington punt, Girton going back to the skies, back to Meyer, 21 yards to the end zone. Back-to-back strikes for the Rockets in an explosive third quarter, 49-28 win.
The rest of the BBC goes like this. Macomb at Ada, Bulldogs winners 35-20. Vikings win big 34-6. Lipstick over Arcadia. Elmwood at Liberty Benton, all Eagles in this matchup 45-0. Meanwhile, Riverdale at Van Buren, and it was all Black Knights in this one 48-0. All right, it's time for our final break. Straight ahead, Central Buckeye Conference, including OSU commit Tavian St. Clair and the Bell Fountain Chieftains. Welcome back to Football Friday night for the final time. Let's go to the Central Buckeye Conference over at Indian Lake Stadium.
That's right, Adam. The Lakers welcome in Ohio State commit Tavian St. Clair out of Bell Fountain.
And St. Clair, of course, is the number 2 ranked quarterback and number 2 ranked player in the 2025 rankings, according to 24/7 Sports and just about all outlets for that matter. Bell Fountain scores on their first snap from center. St. Clair to Zane Tevis, cuts, breaks a tackle, throws another off, and he's off to the races. They're going to try to catch him here, but it's just another broken tackle. 7-0 Chieftains. Very next series, after a Chieftains interception, St. Clair fakes the handoff, pump fakes, finds Riley Need for the touchdown. 14-0 Bell Fountain. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. St. Clair and the Chieftains back with the ball to Neer, who puts on a show for the long run. Indian Lake just can't hold on to him here. That makes it 21-0, and then it's 28-0. Here comes Indian Lake showing some signs of life. Madden Lillard under center. Back corner fade. Look at this throw and catch to Drake Crosby. What a play, what a touchdown. 28-7 there. Lakers would recover the onside kick, so they're back on offense. Play action. Eventually, we will find Quest Clay right there at the sidelines, dragging the toes for the score. But Bell Fountain is too much, a 49-14 win. Tavian St. Clair, by the way, 9 of 11, 131 yards with 2 touchdowns. All right, another CBC final. Jonathan Alder at Benjamin Logan. Raiders lose 34-0. Green Meadows Conference. Paulding at Ayersville. Panthers shut out those Pilots 35-0. Edgerton and Wayne Trace, Raiders a shutout 26-0. Hicksville edges Antwerp 15-12. Miami Valley League, Sydney hosting West Carrollton, and a dominant 58-14 win for the Yellow Jackets. And then the Three Rivers Conference, Riverside at Northridge, Pirates fall 14-7.
One of our local teams will have to wait until tomorrow. The NWCC will wrap up play with Ridgemont on the road against Montpelier. That game is scheduled for a 1 o'clock kickoff.
Thursday night football and Saturday night football this week. We love to see it.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
All right, for this edition of Football Friday Night, the Week 5 edition, if you missed any of the action, you can go to any of our social media accounts, your hometown stations, or our website, hometownstations.com. For Tony Quach, Dylan Tyson, I'm Adam Solomon. We'll see you next week for more Football Friday Night.